heart-wrenching service made us disgusted at statistics we found here at UMass. Did you know that almost a quarter of students here on this campus, when their meal plan runs out, will not be able to afford more food? And did you know that almost another quarter have skipped multiple meals a day because they can't afford food? So it was in response to these statistics that our fraternity created the first food pantry on campus. So far, without administrative support and without any paid staff, we have fed 45 people as of yesterday. Yeah, get excited about that. Thank you all so much. It's located right here, 423C, immediately above People's Market. Please help spread the word. It's amazing to work with so many talented people every single day working to combat basic needs and security. And thank you all so much.
And we're back. Thanks, David, for that and all the work you've been doing. And also, a great thing about that food pantry is it is open to undergrad and grad students, and that's fantastic. We have solidarity for all here. Thank you. And so now we're going to do another chant. It's going to be, I'll kind of give you the words, and we're kind of all just going to say it together. It's pretty simple. If you expect students to succeed, support our basic needs. It's not... There's more eloquent poetry in the world, but you know, we work with what we have, am I right? All right, we all ready?
Yeah.
If you expect students to succeed, support our basic needs. If you expect students to succeed, support our basic needs. If you expect students to succeed, support our basic needs. If you expect students to succeed, support our basic needs. If you expect students to succeed, support our basic needs. Wow, what a mixtape, guys. I'm dropping it tomorrow night on SoundCloud, or whatever that thing is. I'm not going to do that. That's ironic. Oh, next up, we got a real bigwig speaker, guys. Buckle up. It's the president of the Student Government Association. His name is Timmy Sullivan. He's right in front of me, and he's coming here to give a great address. Someone call the national media.
We have a fundamental crisis in higher education right now. Student debt is at an all-time high, over $1.3 trillion. Food insecurity is on the rise at college campuses all across the country. We have a federal government that devalues public education and refuses to support our most marginalized students. And we have a state government that continues to disinvest from public higher ed, causing tuition to rise and pricing out low-income students from their fundamental right to an education. We have a moral obligation to one another to defend that education is a right for all students. Every single person who desires an education should be guaranteed that right, no matter their ability to sign a check. Students have come to be treated as customers of our own educations, viewed as dollar signs and revenue streams for this university, and that is disgusting. It is all of our responsibility to fight the corporatization of higher education, because education is not a commodity for the privileged few, and we are students, not customers. We have to hold the state accountable, because as they continue to disinvest from public education, students are left on the hook to pay tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of student debt, while private banks profit off of predatory lending. We have to demand that our government invest in our education and ask them, who are you serving? We have to hold the university accountable. We can't just talk about recruitment of first-gen and low-income students. We have to talk about retention. It is the job of the university to support students and give them the tools to thrive on this campus. Yet 23% of undergraduate students skip meals because of their inability to pay for an adequate meal plan. We have students going hungry daily on this campus, and we rely on one another, already burdened students, to organize community meals and student-run food pantries. Ask the university, what's the point of being number one dining if students can't afford to eat? education and disinvestment in low-income communities. But we also have to realize that the way things are now is not the way that they have to be, because we can and have to demand a better future now.
Yeah, we have a world to win.
We as students have tremendous power on this campus. We have power in community and our interdependent relationships with one another. Together we can pressure the university and the state to invest in our futures and support low-income and first-generation students. We have power in shared governance. The Wellman document is a trustee policy that gives consultation power to students through the Student Government Association. Know who your student representatives are and demand that they advocate for the changes we need on this university. We have grassroots power through CEPA, the Center for Education Policy and Advocacy, which equips students with the tools that we need to alter relations of power on this campus. It is our job now not just to recognize this power, but to mobilize it. Let's use it. Let's use it to demand better retention assistance for first-gen and low-income students. Let's use it to demand basic needs store in the new student union. Let's use it to demand increased financial support in the form of microgrants and financial aid. Let's demand more affordable meal options for students so every student can enjoy a nutritious meal. And let's demand a university that works for all students, not just those at the top.
Thank you again, Timmy. All right, now, going off of some of his key ideas there, just so you know, we've got 2 events tonight discussing more about higher education. Phenom is having a panel on how to deal with your student debt. If you have student debt, go to that panel 6 to 8 tonight. There's also a Massford panel on college affordability. If you want to learn about policies to make college affordable, go to that panel also 6 to 8. Oops. But like, split yourself up, figure it out, and let me know, because then I'll do it too. All right, so we've got another chant on that, though. It's pretty simple. It's no cuts, no fees. Education should be free, all right? We ready to say it? Our mixtape is going to be great, guys. No cuts, no fees. Education should be free. 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 No cuts. All right, let's check the list of speakers up next. We've got Stephanie Higgins from the Food Access Coalition, a great friend of mine, a fellow organizer at CEPA, and overall a beacon of food justice.
Hi, hello. How is everybody?
Yeah!
Good to see a little crowd, Corbin. So my name is Stephanie Higgins. As said, I work at the Center for Education Policy and Advocacy as a campaign and advocacy coordinator. I run the Food Access campaign. We formed a coalition with Massford, Food Recovery Network, APO, which David spoke for, and a bunch of other student organizations and interested students in how are we going to create food access on campus. 1 in 4 students experiencing hunger or lack of access to food is really, really unfortunate for a public university with the #1 dining program. How does that happen? Here's how it happens. You prioritize the status of #1 over your actual students that you were contracted to serve.
Yay!
Yay! That's dining. Who do you serve? So, anyway, I got interested in this work because I experience food insecurity. Like every week, I'm like, where am I getting dinner? Like, where's that going to come from? So the News Swipe group has helped me with that. I run for anybody who doesn't know what News Swipe is, I run a group on Facebook. It's an informal swipe exchange page where people can post offering swipes or requesting swipes. So join it up. But ultimately, the problem is that meal plans aren't accessible. They aren't affordable. The fact that UMass Tenning thought they could propose a fee hike of $200 on the women's meal plan is just like absurd to me at this point. Like it's ridiculous that these meal plan prices keep going up. Like these events and these like pistachio weeks and egg weeks and cranberry UMass Dining doesn't want to donate food, so we just pick up the food as they switch over to late night at Burke and Worcester. Shannon from the Food Recovery Network couldn't be here because she has an injury. But the Food Recovery Network has been running since like 2013. What they do is they used to just go to Worcester for late night, pick up food. It's up to 50 pounds of food from each dining hall, so that's like 100 pounds of food waste. That if students weren't picking it up, taking enough time out of their day, they're not paid, they just pick it up, they do it, and they get it to people in need in the community. They have been delivering it to a Marriott hotel, to people after Hurricane Maria, refugees staying there. They've delivered it to North Village Apartments, to grad students and their families, and a bunch of other locations as need arises, as well as Craig's Doors. So I cheer for their work. And so we started doing it for students on campus because we realized, well, the problem isn't just in the community, it's also among students. So I run the Food Access Coalition every Friday, 11 a.m. Any student who wants to come is welcome. And we talk about how to create food access on campus, whether that's around UMass dining and dining plans. We talked about we want to make a zine collection of navigating school as a first-gen student. And there are lots of other resources to 15 of students, and we want to work to expand those. Yeah, that's about my... Can we just say number one for everyone a couple times?
Hell yeah!
Number one?
For everyone!
Number one?
For everyone!
Number one?
For everyone!
Thank you. Okay. When food justice is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up like that!
Food access is under attack. What do we do?
Stand up like that!
Food access is under attack. What do we do?
Stand up like that!
Thank you.
Thank you for that, Stephanie, and thank you for all the work you do and all the coalitions you have built in doing that work. And next up for a speaker, we have another great student organizer from the Our Revolution chapter of UMass Amherst, Andy Garcia. Take it away!
Hi everyone, so I'm Andy Garcia. My full name's Andres Garcia. I'm a first-generation American and first-generation college student. And my father's from Guatemala, my mother's from Mexico. I'm actually an out-of-state student. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California. And so, although I don't consider myself low-income now, I understand a little bit of what that's like growing up in a low-income apartment complex in LA. I just wanted to bring up a few issues. I guess one of it is kind of underrepresented communities on campus. Specifically, if anyone saw the campus climate survey, you can see a lot of people of color don't feel very represented here on campus. I can speak for myself. I don't think Latinos or Hispanics are very well represented on campus. So I think Our Revolution and a bunch of different groups here on campus are doing a great job at helping get underrepresented people into leadership positions. An example of someone in a leadership position is our new SGA Vice President, Natalie Amazon. And so I just think it's crazy. Being an out-of-state student from California, I know a lot of people at my high school, a mostly Hispanic high school, would love to have gone to their dream colleges, like UCLA, like UC Berkeley, schools like that. And I know that they would have gotten in. Their grades were fantastic. But because of the cost of college, they weren't able to do that. And again, so being an out-of-state student from California coming here, the pricing and the tuition at a public institution like UMass Amherst is absurd. At the end of my time here, I'm going to be over $150,000 in debt.
Shame.
That's at a public institution. That's absurd, and that just shouldn't happen. It's crazy. I know people who have dropped out of this school due to tuition prices, which is also absurd. We need free college now. And we need to lower meal plan costs. You can hardly get a meal on campus for under $10. Not everyone has the money to pay $30 a day for meals. It's absurd.
Truth!
In addition, we do need an affordable basic needs store on campus. I don't want to sound like I'm ranting, but it's mind-boggling that necessary care products like pads or tampons are even taxed at all. It's crazy. We're the richest country in the history of the world, and we're dealing with these issues. It's absurd. So, on behalf of Our Revolution UMass Amherst, a fairly new group on campus, we'd love if you'd be able to join us. We'd love to work with other groups like Phenom, SIPA, MassPerg, any groups on campus that would be willing to help combat these issues. We're so supportive of different campaigns and initiatives that everyone is doing and starting, and I'm so excited to get to work on this. So, I guess I'll finish off with saying, tenemos que seguir luchando juntos. We need to continue fighting together.
Yes! Gracias a Andy. Thanks, Andy. So now we've got, I think Tim is going to lead this next chant. That's my understanding, right, Tim? This is a chant that he made. He's quite proud of it. I won't be extra this time. I'll stay here. But so we say we're getting played. Students need more aid. We're getting played. Students need more aid. We're getting played. Students need more aid. We're getting played. Students need more aid.
Hell yeah!
We are getting played.
Students need more aid!
We're getting played.
Students need more aid!
We're getting played.
Students need more aid!
Thank you. Thank you, Tim. So next up, we've got a representative from UMass FLIP, the First Generation Low Income Partnership. Yeah. Organizer of the RAPM union as well, and overall, he lives in the best cluster, the Gorman Wheeler cluster. He's a fantastic guy. Mitchell, take it away.
Hi, I'm Mitchell. I didn't really prepare much. I just ran from class 5 minutes ago. So I'm Mitchell. I'm a fourth-year student, senior. Maybe I'll be here for grad school. Who knows? Let's see if I stick around. I started with Maddie Chambers, who I don't know if anyone knows her, but she's also amazing. We started the First Generation Low Income Partnership. It's gone through many a different naming, many a different group of people. But we started that because Maddie and I are both first generation students. We're both poor students, which there's a difference between low income and poor. I think that we can use low income in this instance. It's more inclusive. But we're both first generation poor students who came to this university not realizing how elitist it is, not realizing how rich it is, not realizing that in the winter every fourth person is wearing a Canada Goose jacket. Just really shocked by the amount of wealth that's here, the amount of elitism that has been here. And so out of that sort of trauma of coming from our communities, which are very different from these communities, coming here, we wanted to start a first generation group. And we were actually surprised to find that there wasn't anything. And in fact, Linda Regenbein, who is a diversity advisor for CNS, sort of just told us that it's ridiculous that there wasn't something already here when we started this first generation group. And it's ridiculous that still even now, we're sort of being pushed to do things that the university should be paying for, should have someone to work on. There are folks who work on first generation work at the university, but they have not done a thing. In fact, this past semester, when we were pushing, we have stickers we're trying to push out, we're having an event next Monday, a community event you can all come to. I'll give more information at the end. But when we're pushing these things, an email went out from this person who's supposed to be overseeing all these first generation initiatives. He said everyone should stop and wait because the university wants to put it all out at once. The university wants it to look like it's coming from them when we know it's coming from students, right? Yeah. All of you people here are people doing really great, amazing work, and these people are being paid 6 figures when half of you can't even eat properly because you can't afford food. And push work and have students build community for each other, which I think is important, but there's no support beyond that. So I invite you all to this event on Monday from 4 to 6 in the Marriott Center at the campus hotel. It's just a first generation low income mixer. There'll be faculty there, there'll be graduate students, undergraduate students, there's going to be free food. The chancellor may be there, so if you have any feelings to share with him about your experience, you can definitely show up to that. But I have a lot of harsh feelings about this university and my experience here, but I just wanted to share that this is a community that if any of you are seeking it out, you can look up on Facebook, UMass Flip, FLIP, like flipping around. And so yeah, that's really all I have to share. So thank you.
Thank you, Mitchell. Gorman Wheeler represents. So, we are not professors. We do not get paid to lecture you, and this rally is not a lecture. We're going to reserve the last few minutes of this rally to an open mic. Or did I forget a chant? Oh, I forgot a chant. It's a great thing. You want to lead it, Tim? Final chant, guys. Get ready. It's the same chant we started with. First gen and low-income students belong, and together we are strong. So, I will say, first generation and low-income students belong, and you will say,
Together we are strong.
All right, let's do it. First gen and low-income students belong.
Together we are strong.
First gen and low-income students belong.
Together we are strong.
First gen and low-income students belong.
Together we are strong.
First gen and low-income students belong.
Together we are strong.
First gen and low-income students belong.
Together we are strong.
Great, thank you. All right, and so now before we transition to our open mic period where people from the crowd can talk about their experiences, I just want to say that there will be a debrief meeting about this rally tomorrow at SEPA. I think it's 7:30. It's the Center for Education Policy and Advocacy Office, 423A Student Union. We're going to talk about next steps in working with administrators and coalition groups for issues of first generation and low income student affordability and acceptance here at this campus. So now we're going to have an open mic for the last 15 minutes of the rally where anyone can share their experience or just talk about this issue in general. So I'm just going to outline some community guidelines for this process. Is firstly, if you are a first generation and low income student, if you have a background that is marginalized in any way, do not feel you have to share your experience. This is an event to make students from this background aware that they belong on this campus and they deserve and have a right to be here. But if this experience is traumatic for you, if you are not comfortable sharing it, do not feel you have to do that at all. Secondly, we want to center those most impacted, students of color, queer and trans students, undocumented students. So leave them space to speak if you know you have any privileges in that regard. We also want to respect this space, and that means respecting the people in this space. Just be respectful, please. And also use I statements. Speak from your point of view and where you think we should go. Just try to avoid making generalizations because this is about people sharing their personal experiences and their personal viewpoints on things. So if you do want to speak, if we could just form a line like by that stoop, I don't know. Yeah, that'd be great. All right, we got Jake Banal.
Jake Banal!
Ever used one of these before? Have some more. My name is Jake Banal. I'm a sophomore right now. Let's see what I am next year. But I'm a first generation student on campus. I grew up low income. Unfortunately, do not have that background anymore, but it is an experience that I have gone through. So I'm here to stand together. When I saw this event was happening, I was very excited because very few, not very often, these types of things happen on this campus. And I'm really happy to see so many people show up to an event like this, including myself. And I wish the university showed the support for first generation and low-income students that you all do. Just a little bit about my experience when I came.
UMass, the anxiety kind of started right at NSO. That was supposed to be an exciting thing where you get integrated into college experience and you learn things and they show you opportunities. But when I got here, I cried the first night. But I cried and I called my mom like that did. I honestly still don't know what I'm doing. Because the university doesn't really tell you when it's your first time going to a college, nobody in your family is, what you're supposed to be spending your time doing, where you should go to talk to people that you need help for, how you should sign up for classes, what classes you should even take, where you can find jobs or things to get involved with that you're interested in. It's just so much. And when you come to NSO, they expect you to know what you want to major in or have an exploratory idea, and then you have to literally make your schedule, and all of that is on top of the stress of paying for college, signing up for a meal plan that you can afford, figuring out what everything means, because there's a lot of acronyms at UMass. I don't know if anyone else is memorizing that nonsense. But all of that, and there's no one you can talk to. None of my friends have gone through similar experiences, so my parents obviously haven't either, and none of my siblings have. So there's really nobody to talk to without sounding like you're complaining. So that's why I'm really excited to see everybody here. And I think a little bit what I want to talk about is just the word ally, because you all being here is exactly what we need. We need more people speaking out and organizing and just being there for your friends. 30% of freshmen, incoming freshmen at most universities across the country are first generation, yet I guarantee you that most people on this campus wouldn't even know if their friends are first generation or low income. Another disgusting statistic is that only 11% of first-generation low-income students graduate within 6 years of enrolling in a university. And what's disturbing about that fact is both of those numbers. 6 years is not even the projected 4 that a university wants students to graduate in. And then 11% is in comparison to the 55% of traditional students who have at least one parent that has gone to college and graduated within that time frame. So I just wanted to point out those things to you all, because that's repulsive to me. It's an experience that most people don't understand, and if your friends are talking about it, a lot of people will think you're whining or just think like, just get used to it, this is school, that's how life is. But what I want to say is just be there for them, whether or not you feel comfortable fighting the administration for more resources. It's important that you stand with your friends, you be there for them, because if you have a family or you have college experience, you can answer questions that they definitely have. So just make sure that they know that they can talk to you. Fight for a basic needs store on campus. Fight for resources like advising, both economic advising and academic, and just like in general guidance kind of situation for first generation and low-income students. Fight for these things. Fight with your friends and just stand with your friends. Because odds are you know them. That's all I have to say. Thank you for coming.
All right. Thank you very much, Jake. We really appreciate your speaking, and we hope we all can meet the standards of allyship in our future work and in our outreach to other students. Now we've got Vince Bucci. Woo! What up, everybody? Can I get a hell yeah real quick? Hell yeah! I don't know if I can hear you. Can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah! Louder, can I get a hell yeah? Hell yeah! That's what I'm here for. Now, folks, I could talk to you about how I'm the son of a single mother, about how the past 2 decades have been spent in a constant struggle against things I did not understand, against higher powers that were trying to oppress me in particular ways, but the reality of it is, that's just me. And I want to bring this context into us, because my story and my impression is one sliver of it. We need to address the intersection of each form that this institution has managed to convince us our time, our attention, our resources are somehow inferior to the interests of Whitmore. That's right, I'm talking to you. Folks, like our president said a couple of minutes ago, there's a weird, distincting line between student and consumer. First and foremost, our education is not a commodity. The way that we are going to be finding our glow up talk to my friends about my struggles and their struggles as well. To those that have been used to capitalism, to those that still subscribe to its beliefs, I get the idea, I get the response of, well, if you ever need to talk, just like, yeah, I'm around. It's lackluster. It's not really a promise. And what I think exists at the core of that statement is a hope that you don't really want to talk about it. The institution that we are learning from is that friend. But can we even call them a friend if they are looking at us for the pure purpose of their own bottom end? If they're using our hopes and dreams to further a profit-based agenda that does not take us into consideration, can we stand for that? No. I heard that. That was nice. So what I will hope to have happen as one person whose words you should not take for the end-all be-all. You should take what I say with a grain of salt, put your own opinions into it, and get a sense of validity that this place, that this degree, that adherence to the schedule and the norms will not give you. You are strong, you are valid. Your quests, your journeys, your concerns, your economic struggles, your food insecurity, the countless nights that I and many of y'all have spent awake, unsure, unconfident, and internally in pain that cannot be resolved by a piece of paper. All of that is valid. You are powerful, and we are unstoppable. Thank you. Thanks for that debate. Does anyone else want to speak on the open mic? All right, that's okay. Quiet crowd. I know. No, I really appreciate everyone for coming out here today, and I think these last two speakers really hit it home that this is a human issue. We're talking about people's lives, right? And so I hope in the work we do, we just consider that everything is about the people. Everything we want going forward is how can we do what's best for ourselves and the communities that we are in and that we have knowledge of. So I'm just going to end with a little poem about sort of that idea of thinking about the people and the solidarity we have with those people. And so we can all say it together, kind of. It's pretty simple. I'm pretty sure I remember it. And so then Tim will have some parting words, and then we'll all get back on our way. And I hope to see you all at the SEMA meeting tomorrow night to debrief this and talk about where we can go in the future. Yeah. So first line of the poem is pretty simple. I'll just say it, and you can repeat it. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other. We must protect each other.
We must love each other. We must protect each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other. We must protect each other.
We must love each other. We must protect each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. We have nothing to lose but our chains. Thank you, friends. Tim will wrap it up. All right, that was pretty amazing. I just wanted to say that we stand here in solidarity with campuses across the country that are also celebrating Gen Day. And while we're among the first public universities to do so, students everywhere stand with us. And while we may have the same identity, we have the similar experiences and pieces of us that have shaped who we are today, we can stand together to fight and demand that our existence be validated, supported, and fought for by those with privilege and those in positions of power. So, much, and I hope you all will go and get involved with the various student organizations across campus. As many of us are first gen, low income, a combination of both, or allies, and I think it's pretty amazing to have all of us in one space so that we can fight for what we believe to be right. So, again, thank you very much. Thank you very much, and I hope after this we can somewhat say, in some way, shape, or form, that we are first gen and low income proud of the experiences or allies to those who are. So, thank you.